in a sense, usurp AGO and make their way through to that grand final.
And 100% win percentage on Ancient so far for FORZE.
That's an incredible statistic. Thank you very much.
4 reps on this map so far.
I mean, to be honest, that's actually not too bad. 4 games played. Thought it was going to be a little bit less than that. Let's see how they do go. It's also my first time casting this map, so we'll see how I go. Reeds and Rallen trying to take the initial fight over towards the B-bomb side. That has not worked out well for them at all. Demolished is the way that I put that. But Fiku is able to chime back in with one.
Yeah, comes in as that third man a little bit late, but he's going to single-handedly defend the B site for a little longer. Buy some time for Furlan to go for the rotation. But with that lane control, we might just see Jerry and Zorte go for the rotation back towards A. However, Furlan is going to be trying to beat them on said rotation all the way back to Temple already. Might be able to stop the push in here from Donut. Lines there. He's just jumping on the wall, and it's somehow worked out for the moment. Enables the cross, and the bomb traverses to site safely.
Oh, Jerry, how did you scurry away? How did you get away there? Now Fiku's going to come and join him arm in arm. As well, Jerry's just hiding in the smoke. They're now about down to very low HP, but they're making it work here, and it's all on Fiku, who hopefully could just land a single bullet on each, but they're going to both face. Are they going to try to get in from different angles? No! Fiku!
He's done it again!
Master of the pistol. Wrangles FORZE. But, I mean, FORZE get that plant. That's going to be important for them. However, I think I'd take the round if I was AGO.
I saw as well on my Twitter timeline earlier that Launders has called out for a spot there in Shrine to be called Brokey, which is a position I'll point out if someone plays it throughout the match today.
Okay.
Evolution of the call-outs.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to take a little while.
I'm hoping for some Indiana Jones references.
Oh, for sure. I feel like there's so many. We've already got the Lara Croft up here and there. Rallen does get a nice opener onto Jerry. So AGO off to a very good start here on Ancient. Furlan is the only one over towards the A-bomb side at the moment, but Snatchy is watching mid. Probably not where the main offense is going to be coming from, though, looking at the minimap right now. Ball's very bunched up.
Boosted over. Okay, little gap there in the smoke. Zorte grabs onto that one and opens it up nicely. Well, we're going to see Snatchy self-boost up on the side and play a nasty angle, but he's going to keep it close to the MP9. Only good for the single as Almeza comes in to trade with Galil. And another as well. There's the entry they were looking for. AGO already in the rotation into CT. But over towards the back of the site here. FORZE, they've just slowed things down, trying to find the second man.
Yeah, still haven't been able to actually get that bomb plan down. They're going to continue to come into Temple and clear things out. Ritz is able to get a 1-for-1, but that's probably not enough to swing it back in the favour of Fiku, though really, he's been really good in the clutches today. Bomb plan going down for FORZE. Ooh, AGO might be sweating a little bit at this point, particularly Fiku. 4-0 for the map so far, the first round. See what more he can actually get done here. He'd be up to 6-0 off 2 rounds. Wouldn't be too shabby of a start. Good tags onto Kenzie, but has not dislodged him from behind the boxes. And Fiku is dancing away his time. Finally goes for the cross. Zorte's waiting for it. Makes it look easy. And FORZE will pick up the second round.
That just sends the money of AGO spiraling back down towards that $2,000 mark. So they are going to invest in this, actually. They're just going to try and line their pockets with as many different bits of utility as possible. In fact, a single grenade, never mind. They're just going to go with the Deagle Force buys, but aggression through mid just to get in position there in Donut, but they're going to face here at the moment. Snatchy again with that scout.
All night.
Trouble. As they go down one player already, but very, very slow approach here. Slow mid-control coming out from FORZE. They're just going to group up and try and take these fights. And Rallen goes down. Yeah. So they now have control of the middle of the map.
Just crab walking under Cat there. Makes it work nicely. But again, I'm still just waiting to see what Reach does with this one smoke. And it looks like that is exactly where it's going to be used here. Just stopping the cheater. and slowing things down. FORZE with the minute on the clock. They've got plenty of util to go from Exie anywhere. Flash into tunnels as well is going to slow things down in terms of the rotation for AGO. There's the info.
Really a long rotation in for those CTs. Perhaps they're going to be too little too late. Bomb is surely going to go down before they even get a chance of thinking about it. I mean, just looking at the map itself, it does seem like if you lose control of one of those bomb sites, it's going to take a long time for the reinforcements to get across.
Yep. You need the middle of the map. You need control of the middle of the map to be able to get to the bomb sites quickly, but
Right.
let's just say that they're going to be happy with taking away that M4, Ferland. Oh! Snatchy. Doesn't get away with anything. No scout for him.
Nasty shot from Kenzie. And the only man not to get a kill in the round for FORZE is dead, so there won't be a team ace coming through. Flit, unfortunately, the sacrificial lamb for the round, as FORZE stuck on a second. Berlin keeps the M4 alive. And may be able to have some impact going into round number 4, but they will have to position him appropriately. So far from what we've seen from FORZE, on all the maps of Ancient we've seen them on, they have a high tendency to move over towards that B site. A site is usually an afterthought, but you'll see them go there eventually.
Yeah, no emphasis on mid from the T's until a little bit later. They actually wait out that early utility. You can see that they stack numbers towards the top of mid, the CT side, but Cherry is just on an expedition with the MAC-10.
He ain't slowing down, is he? Wants to find all the secrets of Ancient. Where's the hidden treasure?
Indiana Domes, that's what they call him.
Ah, yeah. Actually, I think I watched that movie one time.
And the Temple of Foon.
FORZE so far making it look pretty comfortable on Ancient. Granted, we haven't seen a full gun round yet from AGO. Will Rallon be the final one to fall to the MAC-10. That is pretty nice from Jerry. A couple of kills go his way. Bit of extra cash in the back pocket. It is the first buy round for AGO, though.
Keen to see how they go with this, whether or not they choose to try and take mid-control away from FORZE early on. FORZE just don't seem too interested early in the round anyway. They're happy to take a bit of a step back, take some later control. We do see that early smoke come down in towards Cheetah as well, so they're just trying to stop themselves from being flanked here as Burns just stops them from getting into mid-control reads.
Up to his usual shenanigans there, Jerry, but this time it doesn't work out. It's very deep out on the A site already.
Yeah.
But he won't get a whole lot done on his own. This is a bit more unorthodox maybe from FORZE. Individuals trying to make plays.
Look at the read from AGO though. They know that FORZE have a tendency to late exec on the B-bomb side. And they're just happy to keep 3 there.
It's not even a risk, just a calculated defense setup. As Almeza may be able to isolate a fight here. Reitz should be the first line of defense. They're worried about the pincer in from mid. You can see that there is now some attention being drawn here to where Zorte could flank from, but Almeza makes that one work nicely. Snatchy was looking the wrong direction. Reitz, he's going to be teaming up with Fiku here at Wood, but do they expect the second man doubling up in the cutout? And they're not going to clear it at all, but Fiku, no trigger discipline here. He's just going to be fighting, guns blazing, but it works out regardless. 2 quick ones for him, and a second round for AGO on the board here.
FORZE doing exactly what AGO would predict, sending to that B-bomb site later on after losing the initial pick. So that one plays right into the hands of AGO. And we do see another gun round coming out. Of course, with the money on the T side still being relatively healthy, they're going to continue to put pressure on the CT side. So on the AGO side of things, it's very important that they start to lock things down and keep numbers up. Single AWP on Snatchy as well. Interested to see how they position him around the map. Whether or not they opt to keep him posting up on mid, or as we have seen before, moving him between the A and B bomb sites. It's a bit of a guessing game when it comes to where Snatchy's going to be.
Looks like FORZE are thinking about going for this lane control again, but they've just invested Almeza in this position. All the way over to Bricks, but he is going to fall to the mollies. So utility reigning supreme for AGO instead. And now that attention has been drawn by AGO. FORZE, this is the opportunity they were hoping for to go and hit the A site. Only one smoke invested, pushing Furlan up on top of triple. But FORZE smoked off, and they don't want to force the issue here. Smoke fades, rotation starting to come through from AGO, and they seem to be aware of what FORZE are planning. But look, these positions not going to go too well off one another just yet. Snatchy able to hold the cross with the AWP, and a second found for him. But Zorte, one of the Fiku, and the clutch minister has been dealt with.
Plenty more chances for Snatchy. Ralando pulling in behind is going to perhaps pull a few of them back in his direction. It's just Kenzie left alive from FORZE, and this round is zipping away very fast indeed. 3 apiece. FORZE started off nicely on Ancient, but AGO are starting to mount a very solid defense. Guns building up, money starting to build up.
AGO are one of those teams that really rely heavily on utility. If they don't have the utility on their belt, they do struggle in a lot of those rounds. And that's what we saw last time on Ancient against FORZE. As soon as that utility started to be pried from their hands, their money started to be whittled down, they did struggle a lot. That was both on CT and T.
Late smoke towards the bottom of mid now. But if we've seen Flip before, he loves a good smoke push, so he may come through eventually. But off the back of that smoke, Rallen goes to clear out lane. There's already that early pick onto Jerry. As FORZE go for the late rotation into B main. Potentially just looking to center that ramp here. Or at least Zorte up on the box for the peak. Holding the line, missed opportunity. You do see Fico pull back the quad. Smokes come through. There's no players on site at the moment for AGO.
Could be a problem for them, but we know the rotations between bomb sites are so long that FORZE, even with 40 seconds left, are not going to give themselves a whole lot of time should they opt to go back to A. Looks like they're hard locked into this B bomb site hit. As Fiku again is just going to hold the line. He's going to hold strong as well. So they are falling like dominoes on this B bomb site.
Yeah. So many numbers here for AGO. He's given it back. Nearly got the third. It's always going to be difficult in a situation like that. Even 2 was probably impressive. 4-3 for AGO. They mount another one. Let's have a look at how close it was to just getting that third there as well.
Pre-fired it.
He did. Quick swing came through and might have actually worked out for him, but that's not the case. Again, early utility out into mid here from AGO. And they go deep. Looking for that info.
Just looking to take control of B lane, but that's not where the action is going to be. Furlan is going to just hide behind quad.
Flit. Oh, the late clearance of the position works out wonderfully. 2-tap with the Deagle, and that's going to be the A site found. But AGO is still control of tunnels. Late lurk from Almeza may come through mid. For the moment, he's just going to be regrouping over towards A main. FORZE trying to hold from sight, but they need some solid positions here. Flit, a nice headshot found from Platt, but Snatchy and Rallant coming and returning the favour. Jerry going to be stuck in a rough position. Nade back of sight, the nade may just do it, but he's going to go straight through the smoke. Almeza with the cover and Rallant. He gives up his position by tapping the bomb. He's going to stick it this time. No, actually forcing out the aggression, and he's got time to make it work. So FORZE give AGO the jump scare, but AGO take the round. But it's costly.
Very costly, but they're still going to be able to comfortably buy into this next round. So at least in terms of AGO, their money will cover their losses this time. That will not be a forever thing, though. I'm sure FORZE are aware of this, and let's just see what they do on this gun round. Mobile setup though, still not opting for an AWP on that T side. AGO, so willing to aggress on mid. Just a couple of Molotovs down, as they do like to take control of that B laneway. Compress, get information more importantly. I think control of that is almost as important as banana control on Inferno.
Which is of high importance.
High in potassium, high importance.
Mid taking util is just going to be thrown, but it's pretty much some default util at this point. Fiku out of the equation early as Almeza just swings up B ramp, beating the Molotov.
Yeah, FORZE will definitely need to take advantage of the 4 and 5 that they've got themselves in this round. Been pretty clean so far on the CT side from AGO, and if they let this chance slip, I have to think what kind of round can FORZE actually consolidate on. Util getting very low for AGO, but they do have that double orb in play, and a couple of players having also got themselves set up on B, which is where the hit is going to come in. Could prove quite fruitful. Snatchies here as well. That said, there's going to be a wall of utility in the way of the CTs, so pretty much of a chance for them to defend here. A boost up, but Snatchies not spotting anything over that smoke. Full goes down.
Oh,
When is that smoke going to fade? And who does it fade for? Well, Flit is on the reload, but Almeza is doing the job himself.
okay.
All three. And FORZE, well, that's going to be their round, that's for sure. Furlan will at least maintain control of the AWP for now. Bit of a hunt coming through, actually, from Kenzie.
Big flank. Now this spot here, that one he was just at, is the one I was talking about before.
What, the hole in the wall?
Brokey.
That was being dubbed Brokey by Launders, so he must have had a couple of nuts clips just dancing around.
You sure it's not because it's a broken wall?
It's definitely not.
Broken walls on cobble.
This map looks like cobble, a little bit.
Bit mossy.
Yeah.
It's broken wall and
Cobble's
Inferno.
green as well.
True.
I do like the green maps, I'm already a fan.
Is that because you don't use a green crosshair? Because I know as
Yep.
an
I have a yellow
ex-green crosshair user, I hated all the green maps, so I swapped to white.
Bright yellow with a black outline.
No outline, please.
Black outline.
Light blue. Or red.
Red is dead, as they say in Azeroth. Now, Fiku,
Is that what they
early
say?
pick. It is.
Wouldn't know.
I thought it was redeemed.
What about pink?
Yeah,
Actually, I feel like pink is probably the colour that
Pink and
flashes
purple.
least.
Yeah.
Pink is a great colour. It's highly visible. You can still keep your sky lineups as well with your grenades. So yeah, I'm with that. Team Pink.
Well, Reitz looking a bit tender here. And tenderised further. Almeza doing a really good job today. I was going to say this game, but he had a fascinating approach to Mirage. And 15 and 7 just in the first half here in 10 rounds is a huge effort for FORZE.
Still not enough for AGO to get any buys in though. So, I don't know, I feel as though every time AGO have had to take ecos, they've been the ones that have copped double ecos.
Yes. Well, this round's already done. The 5-man stack did not work out well. A main rush, shut down in an instant with some util, guns blazing, and FORZE very much expecting the aggression. Well, that's a round.
Yeah, FORZE back in front, aren't they? I mean, 6-5, it's been a bit of a backwards and forwards half. FORZE got off to a decent start, then AGO strung together 5 rounds, and now it seems like FORZE are back in control. No AWP this round for AGO.
Big.
She's back with the rifle.
Big B presence coming out from AGO.
There it is.
Works.
Aggression. Something we haven't seen a huge amount of from the CTs so far, but the change in pace works. And coming in through mid-late, Kenzie may just be spotted. You can see that Fiku's ready and waiting, but he falls back to cave just at the wrong moment.
Yeah, I think Fiku just times Kenzie a little bit there.
Issue is, though, AGO
Okay.
didn't know that the bomb was down here over towards T-Con.
Well, still plenty of time for FORZE to work with. Minute and 6 on the clock. Bomb is retrieved by Kenzie, and now starting to set up for some smokes in towards the B bomb site. Ollie to clear out the corner. Open things up a little bit for Flit. Only has the one angle to really focus on. Starts to work his way into the bomb site now as well. And see, I thought for a moment we'd just be watching the B lane, but how do we get into the bomb site?
Spamming the smoke as it was fading, as his teammate had walked through it as well, hoping to draw attention if someone was there. But the CTs grouping up, looking to trade this one out. Solid positions, though, at quad, on side at wood. Fiku, there's the contact. Now Flit in a position to win it. Bomb planted for him, spots both the men, but he's not going to be able to shoot them in time. Fiku flicks around and connects again. 4 kills. Doing big work for AGO.
This man's on fire. I mean, he was an early push through Cheetah as well. They took lane control. They also took... they sent 4 to the bomb site B early on for that push. They actually only pushed with 3. I think the 4th player was there for just utility support while the others just gunned it out. But that is a crucial round for them because that is them starting to, draw level. I'm not surprised to see the pause coming out, though. I mean, their money's still not fantastic. That one went down to 2 players. How Fiku was able to turn and find that frag probably saved them even further economic damage, to be honest. But at the moment, things are good for AGO. Why? They're still able to maintain a lot of utility. And we've seen them, as I said before, struggle without utility.
There's an AWP for Snatchy in this round as well, on the ground. So it's the double AWP set up once again. AK there for Fiku. Util's looking pretty good apart from on Snatchy. Once again, a lot of it utilized in mid, and AGO get aggressive there again. Not going to see a whole lot. They'll have to start getting a bit of Rugal on back towards A because Almeza has gone straight through that smoke. He's already out onto the bomb site. Furlan has spotted them, and Furlan gets a double. FORZE stopping in their tracks, now stuck. They have to fight their way out of a sticky situation. They're doing a pretty reasonable job of that. Some more smoke go down to deny the rotation in from AGO. Oh, straight through the smoke. Jerry runs right into the pre-fire essentially from Fiku. It was more of a spam than anything else, but it works out, and now it's just down to Flit. Perhaps a bit over-eager from FORZE to finish this round off. Is this Brokey? Is this what you're talking about, Mac?
Just on the inside there, but almost. Anyway, that was Flit. He was good for 1, but Snatchy traded him.
Jerry really is the Springer. He just loves to jump through smokes.
He loves a dramatic entrance, doesn't he?
I mean, he must have thought that Fiku emptied his clip. Or had no control of his recoil.
He had almost emptied his clip. I think there was only a couple of bullets left.
Yeah, I think he got it with the last 4.
Calculated approach.
Yeah.
Fast mid control coming out from AGO. They send Snatchy up. He's good for 1, but is replied quite quickly by Zorte. Now this flash is going to be stepped on. Zorte completely blind, but everybody is completely pushed away. Now Flit finds 1, gets away, but Rallin is out on an island here in mid.
Too many angles to cover for him. Still gets away with 1. Expecting the flank, but Flit just spams through the smoke instead, and Rallin holds his ground here at the steps. No way is he going to be able to win this. It's Fiku to push through and find 2 at the end. But there you have it. Going into the final round of the half, AGO have clawed this back to a 2-round lead.
What a round for Rallin. Being able to survive. Huge.
Absolutely no support. No support.
FORZE are going to go back again with just the 5 rifles. Go straight out to start things off. Again, AGO straight into mid. Make sure that they can take control of that, and a huge amount of grenades going down over on the B side of the map as well.
All Molotovs.
Ancient's on fire. They do not want to let FORZE take control of anything early on in the piece. I mean, they're burning through their util though. It's kind of crazy actually. AGO is down to 1 smoke left. Oh, 2 smokes I should say.
Well, it's just so important though. You know, I was having a chat with MC, and he's just saying if you don't do that, well then FORZE can essentially just run up B ramp, clear out site, and get the bomb planted within 25 seconds of the round. And it's a slower approach, but there is the first pick over towards mid. It's going to be a 1-for-1 down at lane as well. As Kenzie finds himself the double. It's Fiku and Furlan. The double left to try to bring this back, but Fiku at the back of the quad gets his head ripped off, and it's all up to Furlan with the AWP in play. 1v4. It's a tall order.
Yeah, most likely headed towards the 8-7 scoreline. FORZE are pushing their way out almost of the B-bomb site now in the direction of Furlan. Though they've opted not to. Too many opportunities. You walk around the corner like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. But 8-7, very interesting. Tight stuff right now on Ancient. We'll be back in just a sec. Well, it's been an even series thus far as we head into map 3, the second half. 8-7, the scoreline between AGO and FORZE. Not a whole lot to separate the two teams at the moment, but that's exactly what we wanted it to be looking like in this lower bracket final of the ESEA Premier Season 37 playoffs for the EU Division MAC.
Yes.
Anyone's game at the moment. What do you reckon? Which way is it leaning? Do you get a bit of an eye test? Leaning one way or the other?
Well, from what I've seen and what I like from FORZE so far, they're going onto the CT side, and I feel like that's where they get the majority of their rounds. So even though they're 1 in the deficit as we head into the second half, I'm excited to see how AGO deal with the crazy aggression that we usually get to see from FORZE on their counter-terrorist side. Now it's going to be a 1-2-2 split.
Oh, I'm disappointed not to see the Julies in Cheetah.
True, we have seen that over the past couple of days, and AGO, look, expecting the aggression. They've got the 4-man stack at cutout. Just waiting for the moment that FORZE push through. So AGO, being AGO, may just wait for, 20 seconds in the round before going to try to hit the site.
Have you got a feeling these two teams know each other, particularly on this map?
Seems that way.
Certainly. FORZE, though, might be in for a rude surprise as these smokes pour in, Mac.
Ooh, Jerry forced off of headshot there, back towards the back of quad, and it could be a free sight, but Almeza has to try to hold his ground, and he's going to go down. So the numbers are there for AGO on the post plant. As Flit going to be spamming away, hoping for something through the smoke. Jerry, there's a line up there with the USP, but he's unable to get too much damage done. Huge flank coming in through lane as Zorte, only good for the 1. But he brings it back to that 3-on-4. Now FORZE, no kit in play currently. Snatchy doing some good damage as Flit's down to 13 HP. Not being able to last much longer with a body shot or two, but it's going to be Jerry holding him off. Tapping away. They need to get on that and hold the defuse, but the cover is there from Flit. They don't know where the final man is. It's going to be Rallen coming up E-ramp. As Flit on 3 HP. They see no kits, so that'll be the round. AGO happily going to be taking that T-pistol to stretch out their lead by 1 more round. The question is, are they going to be able to deal with FORZE on a force buy running at them?
That is the question. Now, FORZE are just weighing up their options here at the moment. And I don't think the force buy is coming in. So they're just taking a moment to discuss. There's an MP9 coming in from Jerry.
Ooh.
So send that over to Almeza.
Oh yeah. Or just get everyone else to buy flashes, rain 7 flashes over lane, get Jerry to run in through Cheetah. AGO will be expecting that, but hopefully they'll be blind.
Eventually we'll resume. Again, heavy numbers towards B here. Major emphasis from both these two teams towards this B bomb site, particularly that laneway. Carpet bombed over the top. Those grenades. Reitz is certainly feeling a little bit squishy after that. Snatchy's also taken some chip damage too. So this, unfortunately, for AGO, just the plan, I believe, was always to slow things down here. They're just waiting out this push. Flit might actually be the one to push straight into them.
Some warning shots. Letting AGO know that FORZE are here to play. And Almeza just jiggling, waiting for a boost, waiting for any aggression over towards the B ramp there.
Oh, he's about to get it, isn't he? Here comes the util. The smoke's going in. Well, both avenues of defense. At the same time, counter-smoke actually out from FORZE does put a halt in the plans of AGO.
Issue is, that's the last piece of utility that FORZE have to play with. So now it's just the numbers they have to worry about, and they've just lost one. Zorte losing control of window, but AGO might just be going in towards CT spawn. Are they going to flank A? Are they going to split B? What are we going to see from here? The other A defender has fallen.
Definitely looks like it's going to be a B split, which, of all of the avenues, seems to be the one of the most resistant. The least eagle from Flit nearly gets it done on all 3. And had it gone that way, maybe there was a chance in the round for FORZE, but alas, it did not. 10-7 AGO, stamping their mark now on the map, building a little bit of a lead.
The fish really did enter the barrel here.
Yeah, they did. It seemed like it was going to be so much more difficult to go towards B than towards A. And I suppose that ended up proving to be true. But they got the round anyway. Another save for FORZE.
And another aggressive play from Jerry. Not going to take the fight, even though there's a smoke in the way. Oh, Jerry. He's good with his hands, catching that grenade.
Living up to his namesake, playing cat and mouse.
Well, again, the 1-1-3 split from FORZE on the pistols. Zorte playing a dangerous game at mid, however. USP nice and accurate at long range, so he's at least got that going for him. Just waiting that smoke out in window as well. Going to be out on an island and he'll fall. But as well, Kenzie, the aggressive maneuver through A is a world of information coming in late from mid. May have made a little bit too much noise, though. We'll see if Viku's switched on. Looks like he will be. Flank covered. But the rest of the boys from AGO pushing in towards the B site now. Jerry, he's going to not be able to survive there at the pillar. And the last man alive is Almeza. Gap in the smoke spotted and held by Rallen. And he will connect onto Almeza there as well.
Well, gun round yet to come for FORZE, and we will keep our eyes eagerly peeled on what they're going to be able to do this round, because it could signal what we're going to get for the rest of this half. AGO have been pretty dominant in the second half so far, but as FORZE really had a great opportunity to fight back, yet not so much.
Oh, big nades, big damage. Reeds unable to fight for his life there.
That Molotov from AGO that goes and blocks the path from mid through to donut. If your plan is to go to donut through CT, or through mid, sorry, as a CT, you are left out in an island. You're exposed in mid. That's nearly what happened. However, the fight was good in mid. Both teams exchanged Molotovs, prevented anyone from pushing.
Oh, ballsy from Snatchy. Just doesn't even look at cutout there.
Instantly, as soon as the guns are in the hands of FORZE, you see a completely different round starting to play out. Jerry winning a couple of aim duels, and AGO way more tentative.
Well, deciding to come in late towards mid, all the way through lane. What have we got? Zorte on the AWP here. On the offline, but it still favours Fiku with the peak. Now it's all up to Kenzie to try and buy some extra time. He's just going to be dancing around at the bottom of Shroud here, hoping to find the right timing on the peak, and he will. And he's got the bomb there as well towards A main. Final two players for AGO coming in from tunnels is just not going to be enough, but Fiku and 1-on-4, he's going to do his best damn job. 4 kills already, on for the ace, but he's just barely missed the head of Almeza, but we saw it happen. He's been doing it all night, and he almost single-handedly won another for AGO.
And, I mean, he's done enough anyway. Yes, he doesn't win the round, but takes so much money away from FORZE. This was sick. And that was so close as well. So very close.
I would actually put that almost down to like bullet inaccuracy from the AK. Because his crosshair was dead on.
Probably.
Probably maybe.
Probably maybe.
This is where
Slow it down. Watch it frame by frame.
This is where the EVS operator hangs me out to dry.
Yeah, probably.
If that was Valorant, crosshair could have been another inch to the right. Still gets the headshot.
Well, definitely did a lot of work. I mean, it's resulted in Kenzie and Zort going down to substandard weaponry, MP9 and Scout respectively. Lack of utility on the CT side there as well. Jerry has only one smoke, and both Kenzie and Zort as well. Just a couple of pieces of util, so he's definitely made an impact, regardless of whether or not he wins the round. Jerry will pop a flash. It's not going to help him too much. Rallen apparently doesn't need to be able to see.
He's probably seen Jerry push into that specific position so many times now that he knew exactly where to hold.
Yeah.
Big info for CTs to take control of that.
Yeah.
But it's not worth the risk of going down one player early on.
Especially not in a round like this where you look at the remaining players and they've got 2 smokes and 2 very substandard weapons. That said, we can, you know, we've seen what the Scout can do. Not so much in the hands of Zor, but also Snatchy. Viku very sharp. We'll get rid of Almeza. AK to div.
Oh, bit of damage. Not enough to stop the push flip, though. Underhands the smoke to try. Draw some extra attention. But again, quad control is there, so FORZE able to set up for the retake. Smokes are not going to really stand in their way as Flit just lines one up. Fiku falling, but Furlan as well. Looks back with the Mac 10. Flick around. It's going to be Kenzie up against the AK. So range is certainly not favouring him, and it looks like he's just going to skedaddle away. Back through T-Con. Looking to save for the next. Bink onto Zorte. And the hunt's already on. Rowland at the ready. Torso shot is all it took. And Kenzie as well. That water sound is going to be heard. And AGO should be very aware of his position. Although worried, you can see him running back towards the bomb.
Did he just potentially go back to defuse? They had to check it. No time, though. Nothing out of that round but an MP9, so I don't think that's going to be of massive benefit to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to mean that he is not going to need to reinvest into this round, whereas the rest of FORZE certainly are starting to chip away at that economy. However, they are starting to run out of rounds here, and AGO are just edging themselves closer to map point and potentially map and series victory.
AGO just making enough small adaptations and changes to their gameplay from what we saw the other day that they've just managed to formulate a very solid T side at the moment. FORZE, not coordinated aggression, just sending single men in, it seems, here. But again, this molly is going to be more than enough to force the swing as Jerry gets some damage on a Rowland, but it's not enough for a kill. Quick comes in as the second man. Oh, and it's good for 2. Ridiculous.
Maybe more here as well. He gets an opportunity to reload. Reek's not able to land the shots, and it's 4-on-3 right now with Flit controlling the lanes. Does end up backing up into the B bomb site right now, so goes back onto Sorte with that orb. A good spot. So much presence being drawn by those other players, and now the bomb has been spotted. You can see the rotation coming through from behind for Kenzie. AGO need to pick the pace up a little bit here. Fiku and Rallen want to dislodge Sorte. He's trying to provide as much distraction as possible. Give room to work with for Kenzie. MP9 in hand. Fiku surely can't get out of this position. Rallen is dead. The MP9 put to good use. Now Fiku with that smoke has been at least given a little bit of space to get back to Wooden. It's a tough one to play out. AK in the hands now of Kenzie, but Fiku crosses back into the site. Do they expect that? Wow, he's absolutely swindled them. Oh, this could be huge. Positioning so good, and how on earth does Sorte pull him out of this position? Well, that's one way if Fiku peaks.
He got a kit on the way to the bomb as well, so he's got plenty of time to net that defuse. Oh, he just jiggled for the info, making sure he wasn't already on the line. Of course, he didn't know what we could see. Second guessed himself. Doesn't wait for the tap.
Lost around after this, to be honest. But with the double kill on the Deagle is really what opened it up. They had 3 players on the B bomb site, and AGO just couldn't dislodge any of them. And all 3 of those pieces were able to just juggle the aggro enough that it made it uncomfortable for AGO to get in onto that bomb site. Another faster play in a bit. Oh, the collat for Sorte.
Love to see it.
And it's starting to shape up nicely now for FORZE. Took a little while to get woken up in the second half, but here we are. Very competitive series.
Rowland's just been nuked as well. He's just copped so much damage from the grenade.
Oh, well that spot was brokey. Maybe it's not going to be named Kenzie as well. So, more towards tons. Kenzie Zorte copped a bit of that nade damage just to try to get on an advanced line. But the rotations have been drawn as well. Although FORZE very well thought out approach to most of their rounds may just send 3 back towards B. Looks like they may be second guessing themselves, but AGO doing what we know AGO loves to do, and that is use every second they have in the round.
Ooh, a couple of players having already crossed could be a little problematic. The double swing comes through from FORZE, and Almeza with the AWP. It's putting in the hard yards. He's still got Furlan to deal with on the B site. The bomb player is actually going down. Ballsy from Furlan, but he trusts the smoke. And he gets himself back across. Was he spotted by Zorte? Have to imagine that he was. Not really too many other angles that he could have gone anyway, and so Zorte will finish it off nicely. FORZE up to 10. Double digits secured for both teams now.
I have a feeling as well. I remember seeing someone say around the Twitter sphere that that wood wall between cave and the B site is no longer spammable. So that would make a lot of sense. I was expecting a spam onto the attempt at the plant.
Yeah.
You just haven't seen it at all. It'd be a little bit broken if...
No, I think that's what the initial complaints were about, was the fact that it was so broken.
Yeah.
Like, there was no safe plant option. Ooh, snatchy.
Wow, that's a nice grenade. Filling down to 25 off the back of it. Good control right now for FORZE. Not a whole lot going on the A side of the map, and I think that has ring true for the majority of this half. AGO really haven't probed too much towards A. A little bit in mid, but even then, it's largely been towards the B bomb site for AGO. I wonder if we do get to see a little bit of a change up from them next time they get the guns in their hands. Laser starts nicely. So far, they haven't really looked like they'd be able to get into the B bomb site easily at all. And Laser's making it look easy. 4K for him. Flip finishes off the final one, but the assist even goes to Almeza. 12 to 11. FORZE making another comeback. It's kind of the way that this series has gone, is that AGO's gotten off to a good start in each half, and then FORZE have grinded their way back into it. And in some cases, been able to overtake them and then win the map, obviously, in Mirage.
Good round for the City economy, though. Double orb setup coming in. Kenzie also picking up the secondary. So I want to know how they lock this down. CT aggression coming out.
Kenzie's gone for the dangerous peak early on in the round there at A main. But he was not spotted and decides to double back towards Tons. But that's the bomb off of a peak straight through mid-con.
Zorte posted on a very nice line, sees the gun barrel of Rallen, and Rallen then follows. Where there's smoke, there's fire, so they say.
Oh, here's that aggression again. Down B ramp, down lane, down mid, on almost every single extremity. And now it's a 2v5.
They're being squeezed right now, AGO. They have one path, and that is towards A, that is clear. Everything else, you can see they're even just trying to check their backs. See what on earth is going on. No need to push here from FORZE as well. They've got all the key angles covered.
Well, that was it. I was wondering where the aggression was. He had AGO not expecting it. He didn't have me expecting it. And Jerry just makes the call to, well, boys, unleash yourselves. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, look at how deep some of those kills occurred on the map too. I mean, barely had a spawn the T side. AGO couldn't. What can you do? BQ may just be able to pull enough back. It makes... There's a slither of a chance, but
Nah, it's the
they're
save.
not interested.
It's just the save at this point. They were hoping to use the patience to their in their favour, rather. Hoping FORZE would overextend, and Almeza went on the hunt. Found, nah, they are not going for this round. And FORZE are happy to tie up the game. 12 rounds apiece as the clock strikes 0. A very slow round after the initial 30 seconds.
Yeah, it all came to a head. Super aggressive approach from FORZE. Nets early kills. And AGO made a really early call to save in that.
Yeah. And they are invested with a couple of deagles around the two primary weapons. Fiku looking to lead the charge here. Lead by example is the entry. Oh, okay. Kenzie holds strong with the org. Falling back into Tons, though, he is going to be smoked off. May get a bit adventurous, and he certainly does, into Snatchy's orb line. But Snatchy as well, all the way into Temple. Going to be getting very aggressive, looking in towards CT. And FORZE. It's going to be a rough retake here for them.
Very well could be. Snatchy gets a good shot. You talk about rough retakes, well, that's going to make it even more difficult. 2 on 4. Nigh on impossible unless Zorte is going to be given a couple more freebies. Decides to swap out for the AK. It seems like FORZE is going to go for it. They've got a bit of money in the back pocket, so maybe they think they can take the risk. Smoke down on the bomb. Can't imagine this will work. Such an open plan, and every single player is going to be able to spam it if the defuse is on. Ritz gets a double for himself, and AGO go up to 13. It's not a death sentence yet for FORZE, as mentioned. They do have money, and they will be able to reinvest.
This map has all the twists and turns you would expect from a lower bracket final. And at the moment, AGO have done enough to get themselves slightly into the lead. Can they streak ahead though? This is the round that potentially is going to put FORZE on the back foot for the remainder of the half. Double op setup, big investment coming in. Almeza and Kens, triple op setup. Okay.
Alrighty. Is that the answer? AGO very good with utility and plenty of flashes to play with. It might work. Almeza in a dangerous off position too. Will it be the answer? AGO investing 4 players all towards the lane. No util utilised towards Cheetah as well, so Jerry won't be running at them too early on.
This is all the eggs in one basket for FORZE, isn't it?
So they have 2 orbs over towards this B side.
Jerry's picked off early on in the piece, but the AWPs still remain in play. And if FORZE is going to win the round, it's going to be off the back of the AWPs. Almeza flashed in, but Snatchy dispatches of him. Furlan was there as well. It's not looking too good here for FORZE. They're going to have to say it, surely. You've got 2 AWPs in play. You cannot be risking that on a retake on the B side. 3 on 5, no way.
And again, after Jerry felt, it was only Almeza's solo with the AWP trying to dance around Pillar. And Mollies were thrown in that position, so there was minimal places he could be. Can't see, 1 kill on the exit.
3 AWPs doesn't leave you with a lot of options, though. If you do not keep them ranged. Certainly not a lot of options on the retake either, so not really surprised to see an early save call coming out from FORZE.
Appropriate, though. A lot of the time you do see FORZE getting very aggressive in situations where they might not have the money to do so.
And I would have liked to have seen more utility.
Yeah.
They didn't. The players that had AWPs, I mean, I understand Zorte. He is their preferred AWPer, but as Jerry alluded to as well, he is quite a malleable player in that he is able to also rifle. So why forego the utility on such a utility-heavy map?
Well, they're doing that right now. FORZE are going for the win. They do not want any overtime. Investing around the 2 AWPs and AK.
I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable.
Well, without the utility that has been the saving grace for FORZE, I'm worried.
Might be on the right track. Who knows, though? A-side again being left very, very open by FORZE. Heavy defenses over toward B. Nothing really happening at the start of this round, though. You do start to see a creep on the A side of the map. That's where the bomb is for AGO as well. So maybe a bit of a fake in here for Ritz, and Rallen might cause an extra over-rotation from FORZE. Enable an easy bomb plant from AGO. See what the guys over at B are opting to do. So far, no util thrown. But they are lining some up, and inevitably the 2 smokes do go in, so definitely a fake over on B. Rotations are not yet being drawn. A bit of presence being shown by Reeds now, but info there. Snatchy spotted out immediately. Bomb hasn't crossed just yet. Zorte hits that first shot. No one is moving. This is great from FORZE. The CT defense, too strong. Take a bow, Zorte. It was all you. And Jerry even gets one with the MP9, upgrades to an AK, says, thanks very much for that, AGO. It looked like a nice setup. I mean, you could see what they were going for. The smokes were in, the players were on the B bomb site, but there was no rotation drawn. FORZE was stoic on the A site, and it's worked out for them.
Naughty Zorty comes away with the AWP, and they didn't put enough pressure on him in the end. So all Reeds can do is retreat back into T-spawn. And FORZE, well, they bring it back to 14-13, and here's Zorte This shot, though,
Yeah,
Furlan had no time to react.
just dancing around triple. He makes the AWP look like a mobile weapon again. He really does. Well,
Throwback.
have a look at the economy here for AGO. If FORZE can take this round, then AGO are in trouble. They haven't got any round loss bonus to work with. So, probably the most crucial round we've seen in the match so far. Early smoke as well from FORZE, just stopping AGO from the early lane control.
Yeah, that's really locked them out, hasn't it?
Oh, Mesa. Very ambitious position. And the flash from Zorte actually blinded himself. Did not do him any favours. So AGO, man advantage early.
Not at all what FORZE wants. A little bit of info being gathered by Zorte in mid, but he has to be aware of so many angles. It's a scary place to be right now. B's looking also a little bit weaker than it normally does. Normally there's 3 players here to defend. Now only the 2. Molotov forcing them out of positions. Smokes being lined up. Just the one. This time. No push off the back of it from AGO. In fact, it's actually going to prompt some aggression. Jerry again looking to try and make the difference for his side. But Furlan is there. Spray control doesn't manage to work out for him, but certainly does enough to open it up for Fiku. That's the B bomb site taken by AGO. Bomb plant going down. Kenzie hiding in the smoke. It's not fading favorably for him just yet. So he hasn't managed to peg one back, and now you're in that awkward position for Kenzie and Zorte of having to save with the 15th round coming up for AGO. They secure at least overtime, and they're on match point and series point as well. FORZE won this map initially. Now it's AGO's turn, it seems like. 16-13 was the scoreline last time as well. Now the tables turn.
It seems like in the last couple of rounds, it's just been so hard for FORZE to control that cheated position, caves as well, and that's just been AGO's entrance in towards the B site. A site hasn't worked as well for AGO, except when they rushed it with the util around the, or the force rather, around the buy, or the save.
AGO were locked out of B, though, early on with that smoke. However, the follow-up wasn't convincing from FORZE. They were actually unable to capitalise on that early territory they gained. And again, not really surprised to see tech timeout coming out. And no doubt FORZE are just trying to talk their way through this. Jerry is yet to buy, so probably more worried about the status of the team and where they're headed as opposed to his own weaponry. But I wouldn't be surprised to see something aggressive coming out from FORZE. They had a lot of success when they took control of mid, but this is their chance to do it as well. I do see some good utility on their belt. Should be able to make this work. Interesting though, we haven't seen AGO go for any of that controlling utility on the T side to stop that aggression. It's a big premium being placed on B right now.
15-13. Dire straits now for FORZE. You're going to have to win a couple in a row to force it to OT. Definitely doable with the investment they've got this round. Lots of util. Double AWP still. But hasn't really felt like the AWPs have had a huge amount of impact in the last few rounds for FORZE. So they need to find a way to get the AWPs involved. Zorte continues to watch mid. Hasn't seen anything. He really hasn't gotten to play the game, nor has Kenzie over on A. It's all been beat. Once again, it seems like that might be where AGO is headed. Change the name to BGO, because that's the only place they are going.
Very true. B is a hot point of contention here. So much utility used from the B site players though. There's going to be nothing remaining. However, one smoke thrown at 30 seconds may just be enough. Jerry's actually going to be swinging off the back of it. Has found one kill Those snatches here in the caves as well, and it could just be the rotation. AGO now starting to head it back towards A. Zorte still here over towards Donut, and he will hear the footsteps coming in behind him. But is he going to be able to dance around the corner in time? One is found, but not another. Snatchy with the trade on the AWP, and the A site has been lost for now. Another AWP remains as Kenzie goes forward, isolated by the Molotov, and he will have another fight to fight, but he's alive on 30 HP. We'll pick off one more. 4v2 though, AGO. The game's on the line.
Bomb is down though. Time's working in their favour. Beats the Snatchy to try and hold on to it. It's a very, very tough hold, especially with Almazen coming in behind. All falls onto Reitz. Can't land a shot with the AWP, and that was the opportunity that he really needed to hit if he was going to be in with a chance for the 1-on-4. He decides that he is not interested. Saves the AK. Not a bad shout given where the money is at for him individually. The rest of the lads will be able to buy out 15-14 overtime. It feels like it could be a real possibility. Very nice round win for FORZE. Running AGO all over the map.
Agility, very mobile setup coming out from AGO. But FORZE retaining that double AWP setup. Aggression again coming out through mid, so that's just to get the player into Donut. Molotov comes out too late though to prevent it, so FORZE are actually going to have to contend with some AGO, no longer BGO.
I think it was only AGO because of some circumstances that were out of their control.
Look at this. A push in from Flit as well through lane. Nothing at mid, and Furlan, he's threaded the needle. So Flit just not doing his job in time. Kenzie certainly does his, anchoring up a Storm with 2 picks. Now back to the 3-on-3. Bomb still needs to cross the site, but Flit is here at Donut. And there's no one covering the bomb crossing. Now the bomb's down on the ground. Push towards Temple spotted and communicated. Jerry ready for the swing from Reitz. It's up to Snatchy to close it out in a 1-on-3. He's done so much good work. Jump across and trying to thread the needle. Finds the first. No, it's Jerry to stop us here. And it's going to be overtime on the 3rd and final map of the series. Ladies and gents, don't go too far because we've got overtime just after the break.
Behind again, just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out, never fade out. Oh, oh, fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out, never fade out.
Overtime in the final map of Ancient, and this is exactly where we wanted to be in this series. It's been really, really tight, neck and neck up to this point, and once again, delivering on that front. So 15-15 the scoreline. We find ourselves out here between AGO and FORZE. And I mean, it's kind of hard to say who's looking stronger on this map. And I guess that's probably represented in the scoreline as well. I'm not sure where we're headed.
It's a big tug of war at the moment. Both these two teams have either loosened their grip or tightened their grip, and it depends on the bomb sites as well too. We've seen some really intense battles towards that B bomb site, and some variations that have gone back towards A that seemingly have just gone pear-shaped because there's been stiff resistance. FORZE have been doing a great job of locking things in. I mean, there's just that last round to send it into OT. I don't know how Kenzie manages to get a double though, but it turns the tide back in favour of FORZE, and they managed to bring that round that I thought that they were done and dusted back into their favour, and they take it into OT. So I don't know, I think we've got a few twists and turns left. Both these two teams, I definitely don't believe AGO have gone through their full assortment of strategy on the T side. We didn't see anything that we saw in the first encounter between these two teams on Ancient, so I believe they've gone back to the drawing board. We get to see it.
Oh, we start off things pretty high octane. Flit gets a nade kill onto Reitz as we head into the first round of overtime. XCOM AGO sitting on the T side. They were the ones that had the opportunity to finish this map off right here and now before we went into the OT, but now they're going to have to work hard once again. This site with the 3 defenders, AGO with a little bit of a split. As of yet, no commitment in a flash. Maybe providing some space for AGO, and Rowland starting to shoulder the angle. Flick goes down as well. And FORZE have the numbers over on the A bomb site, but not on B, and that gives AGO enough of a opening to start looking in there and looking for a bomb plant. Smoke's starting to fade though, could be a problem.
Oh, Almeza going to be stuck in the corner trying to play an angle again. Zorte and Kenzie, the double AWP for the retake. It's not looking likely. Kenzie, however, spotting that player out over towards B ramp. Good chip damage with the nade. Cover as well. Kenzie's coming in from the back of quad. Flashed through. Not effective. Rowland and Fiku hold down the fort. And there you have it, 16. AGO in the lead yet again, after FORZE had the man advantage. So AGO doing a great job to bring that back from a 4v5.
Certainly are, and they're going to fare better in OT. As we said, they're a team that relies a lot on utility, and 16k MR3 is going to give them all the tools that they need to try and build themselves something.
Big util used early on from FORZE over towards lane. And it is going to be the flash with the double swing. Snatchy coming in through that smoke just at the right time. Maybe, no, he's gone back the other way. It's going to be Reitz and Rowland holding down the lane.
That was devastating. They really needed more from that. And AGO managed to get themselves, they dig themselves out of that hole. So now it's so difficult for FORZE to be able to try and hold this map. AGO, they love to pump the brakes in these mid-rounds, and they've got plenty of time to do so. They've thinned the herd. And now they will have the pick of their bomb sites. Maybe even be able to catch a CT out in rotation. I don't believe that will be the case if they've deeply rotated, which they have. So they're just, this is what they've done. They pump the brakes.
Ooh.
CTs are spread back out again.
Whoa.
And Fiku's just picked up the Zorte on the rotate.
Well, things go from bad to worse again for FORZE, and it looks like we are going to see them play one on either side. So big job ahead of Jerry here, because AGO seem to be gravitating towards the B side of the map.
This will be a toughie for Jerry, won't it? But he might have actually found the timing, starting to push for a bit of info. Could be false information at this point. Does hear the jumps and util starting to pop in, but has he got that timing down nicely? That's the bomb spotted with 20 seconds, but a very good trade from Rowland will avert disaster for AGO.
I know Kenzie loves that position, and it's going to be the spam through the smoke to trade. 2 rounds in a row for AGO on the T side here of overtime. And FORZE still yet to find success.
Not really what they wanted there, FORZE. They aggressed, trying to get that double push going, didn't get enough out of it. and found themselves short. And I mean, AGO, always in control of that round. Jerry may have been able to disrupt things, delay the bomb plant. Could have been a key moment, but unfortunately, wasn't ready for the player that was in tow. Very, very close to that bomb plant. And now this is already so much faster and aggressive. And look at this push coming through mid, though.
Ooh, how's the timing? Shadow going to be favouring Rallin there as well. He'll take that kill with open arms. 2-man advantage now in FORZE. Feeling the pressure. Hunting for any information. You've got Kenzie now out in the open at mid, and with the push from the bottom of mid as well about to happen. Oh, it doesn't actually. Well, lane will be cleared out, and we might just see a rotation from FORZE.
Doesn't look like FORZE is going to be heading back over to the A-bomb site, which is where they need to go. Slow creep from AGO. Mentioned it so often that they do like to play these mid-rounds out slowly. They're doing it again. Ralen's going to have a bit of a peek into mid. Might get the freebie onto Kenzie. Does, but will it turn out to be free? Because Jerry is going to re-aggress. Has heard the footsteps. Ralen's just rolled around the corner at the perfect time to keep himself safe. I'm not sure he heard the drop from Jerry. So that will be an easy execute. It doesn't really tip the scales too much in the favour of FORZE. Still a 2-on-4. One plant down. And it was down quickly as well. Now Almeza drops and Jerry, I don't think he's got much of a chance in this round. Too many angles to check. 18 is up. That is a perfect first half for AGO.
Now they head on to the CT side, the more favoured side on this map.
Yeah.
This may be the end for FORZE, unfortunately. They need themselves a flawless T side to be able to salvage their ESEA Premier season.
Yeah, they did so well during the regular season, didn't they? Undefeated.
8-0.
Would have thought they might be in with a crack at that spot in ESL Pro League next season.
Were they in different divisions to AGO? Because I think during groups there was the 2 different groups, right?
There was 2 groups.
I think AGO was on the other side.
Yeah, these two, as far as I can remember, did not meet. Let me just check.
Yeah, they were in different groups. AGO was second in their group.
Yeah.
6-on-2 record for them.
And that's why they played so early on in the upper bracket too. Well,
It's going back the other way this time.
FORZE on the T side. Let's see if aggression is going to be key for them, and it certainly will be. Almeza finally making something happen. Jerry, he's going to not quite burn alive. It's going to be reaching to find the headshot, finish him off, and flashes are plenty. It's going to be fighting fire with fire as AGO looking to close the game out here and now. Swinging it back to a 2-man advantage for themselves. Zorte, a long way away from that bomb. And Flit as well, looking to rotate over towards him.
This is a high-cost salvage operation. I don't think they're going to be able to do this.
I probably have to agree with you, Jim. On the floor, Rinks will be forced off the angle by a molly. That's 1 down, but 3 to go. Still a minute. At the very least, FORZE have some time to play with, but it just gets worse and worse for them, doesn't it, that smoke? Keeping them at bay for the next 20 seconds, and I mean, Rallin is happy to just play right behind it. He's got backup. He's got Furl in there on the other angle, and
another molly, couple of flashes.
1 flash on the T side.
I think it's all over Red Rover.
35 seconds now, so what was a pretty reasonable amount of time to play with has very quickly disappeared. Interesting choice from Furl, and at a very inopportune time, picks up the AWP. Going to be low on HP, but Snatchy is there to help him out. A second on the offer. Zorte, the last man alive for FORZE, trying to keep the hopes and dreams alive for them, but he can't.